Hi, Nicole Collins here from InternetPoweredIncome.com, and what I want to talk about today is how I actually made a pretty big screw up and learned from it. And in fact, the screw up ended up working out really well for me because it made me realize something that I didn't know. So what I want to talk to you about is where you're driving your traffic and how you have your website structured and how those two things can work together to actually have a bigger outcome. So what I do, as you can see, here's my site, InternetPoweredIncome.com, and in the URL string, this is where I have one of my squeeze pages. So here's a folder, and then ultimately the HTML file. I have lots of squeeze pages. I test a lot of different things, and different backgrounds, different headlines, different opt-in boxes, different buttons. It's all very easy to do. Just takes a little bit of learning. It's something I teach. So if you watch some of my other videos, I definitely talk about that stuff. So as you can see, the path is quite long, and also in some cases I have not just squeeze pages at a long URL path. I'll have a sales page. Let me see if I can dig one up really quickly here. Okay, here's one. So here's a product I sell. It's called the Graphics Maker. It's a really inexpensive and easy tool for making quick graphics for your sales letter. So no HTML, you just type it in here and throw up the files together to get your sales letter. Anyway, I'm not going into that to more detail about the product because that's not what I want to show you. What I wanted to show you was that I did something really stupid, and I've since fixed it. Before, so people will come to this page, right? And then in a lot of cases, I do this too, and I should have realized that other people would do this as well. If I get to a sales page, I sometimes go down to the root and see what that person's doing with the root of that domain. So the root of my main website is InternetPoweredIncome.com, and that's where I have my blog. So if you delete most of the URL string, there's my blog. And what I didn't realize is that, I should have realized it because like I said, I do it too, is people also, just go down the folder path and see what else is down there. So, then there's the next folder. That was Graphics Maker /sales. Here's just Internet Powered Income /Graphics Maker. And now what I've done is, as you can see, I have squeeze pages at every layer, at every level of folders, because people do actually hit these pages, believe it or not, even though I'm not driving any traffic to them directly. I am driving traffic to this squeeze page, for example, and inadvertently I then do get traffic in subfolders. And the stupid thing I did with the sales letters is that before I was actually losing sales, because here's what would happen. I actually took out one of the squeeze pages at a lower folder to show you what happened. So let's say someone deleted that section. I had an index file like this, and if someone clicked, for example, let's say this was number 1 was the sales page, and then I had number 2 was the download file. So they could go and actually download my product for free. I mean, that was really stupid, right? And I realized that because I do tracking on my purchases, and I was getting conversion hits, but no sales were coming through. And then it occurred to me that that's how it was happening. That's how people were getting to the download page, and that's how my conversion tracking pixel was firing, because they were bypassing it through a folder, if that makes sense. I hope it does. So what I did to fix that is at every level, I just started adding, in squeeze pages so that nobody could get a back door into any page that I didn't want them to see. So, they can go as deep as they want. I've added a squeeze page everywhere. And I will get opt-ins, through these squeeze pages, even though I am not actually driving traffic to them. And another side benefit is that when I drive traffic to a really deep URL, like this one, folder upon folder upon folder upon folder, and then the HTML file eventually, and I have, like I said, tons of these, they'll go all the way to the root, and they'll just want to see, what's going on at your main domain. So having a blog at your root domain is just a really smart idea. And to be honest, I did not set it up this way. It just was a side benefit of how I set things up, in that I had a blog on my main domain, and then I started building out squeeze pages in deeper folders. So I'm getting lots of traffic. I'm driving paid traffic to these squeeze pages, and sometimes they don't opt in, and if they don't opt in but they're still curious to see what I have going on, then they'll go all the way down to my blog, and then they'll tinker around here, and I have lots of really good content, and they might click on something, and for example this, I have solid videos that are really, I think, helpful. And then here I have, links to squeeze pages or products or other blog posts that go deeper into the point I'm trying to make. And I'm getting lots of clicks each day from my blog site, from organic traffic, but a lot of it is coming from paid traffic that I'm driving to a squeeze page that then is going to my root domain and, perusing around my blog. So that's definitely something to think about, how you structure your website. Get a blog going on your main root domain, whatever niche you're in, dog training, beauty, fashion, and then build out your squeeze pages on a deeper URL and drive paid traffic that way, if that's how you're building your business. That's how I'm doing it. So I hope this was helpful. And for more great tips and strategies on your online success and building a list and driving traffic and making sales, head on over to internetpowered.income.com, and I'll see you there.